I wish I could have apple juice.
Well, it's all in the pot now, honey. Sorry.
Ah! Stop points.
I've been wondering if the sun won't shine on me no more if I get too old to be looked at by your...
So it's 2 days before Thanksgiving. We're actually doing our Thanksgiving a day early because Ashley is working on the actual day of Thanksgiving. So Wednesday we'll do the whole meal and family time and everything like that. It'll kind of suck not having football, but we'll make up for it later. Kind of run around the house getting things ready. We'll start brining the turkey right around now. The kids are playing superheroes in there, so everything's pretty good. So yeah, let's get to that. One thing I'm pretty excited about is that my brother is coming down with his new wife and their kid, and the kids don't get to see him, you know, regularly because he lives in Dallas. Like, we get to see him once in a while, but they're very, very excited about him coming. So everybody's always pretty stoked when Uncle Matt comes into town. If you don't know, my brother has a pretty interesting background in terms of sports and athletics, and we'll get into that a little bit more, but I think I'm gonna kind of work him into sitting down with me and maybe doing a YouTube video to talk about it. We'll see how he feels about it.
Pretty face, by your pretty face, by your pretty face. I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting for this day.
So why do I want to brine a turkey? Well, it's kind of been the rage for the past several years for people to brine their turkeys, and I'm certainly no different. I fell for the craze. It's a way to really ensure that you have a moist turkey instead of the kind of drier, stringier one that we all grew up eating. The nuts and bolts of it are that you're submerging the turkey, and you can do this with any lean meat like pork, chicken, turkey, but you submerge it in water and salt, and what that does is it dissolves the protein sheath around the muscle fibers in the meat. Ooh, science. So by doing that, you're changing what happens when the bird cooks. When you cook muscle tissue, when you heat up muscle tissue, that sheath around the muscle fibers, it contracts. And in doing that, it forces moisture out of the muscle tissue of the meat itself. And that's why you end up with dry, stringy meat sometimes. By dissolving that sheath, you're lessening the amount of protein that's there to actually contract, so you're going to hold a little bit more moisture. So you're also going to see, I'm going to put some other stuff in there. I'm going to mix in apple juice, sugar, pickling spice, a little bit of beer. A lot of that's just to make it smell nice. You know, sometimes the brine itself will smell better, the bird itself will smell better while cooking and coming out. But yeah, you do that overnight. You give it a little bit of time to dry early morning until you start cooking. You'll get a little crispier skin if you let it dry in the refrigerator. You do the whole thing cold, don't let it sit at room temperature. That should be obvious. So yeah, I'm gonna get after it, and then I guess we'll see the end result on Turkey Day. Or for us, the day before Turkey Day, which is our Turkey Day.
I've been thinking in that way. I think too much about the gray hair on my face. You tell me it looks good, and you look away. And you look away, feeling shy today. I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting for this day. So much left to say. All these empty promises no one made. Hard lying in the darkness of this room, and the comfort overwhelming everything outside. Still it's getting late. Still it's getting late. Still it's never easy, and I'm waiting.
So my brother will be in town in just a few hours, and it really got me thinking about the idea of physical gifts. I'm always so fascinated by what my brother was capable of, the talents and the gifts that he had in the game of baseball. You know, in the past, even on this vlog, I've talked about having no talent, no gift for strength. Compared to the general population, yes, just because of the amount of time that I put in with a barbell, sure, yeah, that counts. But in terms of being truly gifted, like the people that I watched lift at CSA 2 weeks ago, some of the people that I compete with, I don't have a true gift for strength. It's not where my talent lies. What does that mean to say a gift for strength? It doesn't discount hard work, but there are people that, since they started lifting as adults, have never had a day where they didn't bench 315. There are people that can squat 405 pretty early on in their lives, if not the first couple times that they squat. I mean, there are people that have talent. They exist, and you will drive yourself up the wall trying to exist in the same space as them and be happy about what you're doing. It's just like, I use baseball analogies a lot. It's some people, like my brother could throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball without huge amounts of focused energy on that's the one goal that I have to reach, is that 90-plus-mile-an-hour fastball. He could do that as a teenager. Now, that's not to say that he didn't play a lot of ball, that he didn't practice a lot, he didn't work on his craft. He certainly did, but the craft came easier to him. There is a gift. There are physical gifts in this world. That should not be a deterrent for you putting in the work and for you striving for those things. It should temper your expectations. You should understand that if you're not already 250 pounds plus, have a decent amount of muscle, or a big person, you're probably not going to find your future in strongman and powerlifting, or Highland Games, things like that. You're probably not going to play in the NFL, as a lineman at least. But if you don't have those physical gifts, you need to temper your expectations for those things. I realize that I don't have what it takes to be an elite level athlete. By elite, I mean people that make their living playing sports, people that win Olympic gold medals. I'm not one of those people. But instead of getting down about that, I see it as an opportunity. It affords me a very unique opportunity in my little world of Highland Games. That yes, I am not the strongest, I'm not the most athletically gifted, but I can still find a way to win. I can still find a way to excel, so to speak. I think some of it has to do with what you could call an underdog mentality. There's never been a Highland Games where I stepped on the field and thought, I'm the favorite. I think there's a lot of danger in being the favorite. I think being favored can lead to complacency. It can lead to you being off your game, not having the killer instinct, I guess you want to call it. In other sports, especially in fencing, I have been favored stepping into tournaments before. I have been the favorite to win, and it has, every time I can remember, it ended up either disappointment, I didn't finish how I thought I could, or even if I did win or do as well as I thought I could, I didn't perform at the level that I could have had I been really gunning for something. So I think there's a lot of value in figuring out where you're an underdog and really trying to attack that. I know when I step on the field, oh, she got me. Oh, that's a good one. All right, we're going to stay right here. I know when I step on the field, like I said, that I'm not the strongest, that I'm not the biggest. I've given up over 100 pounds to people that I've thrown against on the field many, many times. And I enjoy that challenge. Finding that challenge is a big deal. So I think you should find those things that motivate you. Oh, I'm free. She let go. So figure out what makes you an underdog. Don't just relish the things that make you better or the gifts that you have. If you are one of those gifted, strong people, gifted, fast, athletic, great, own that, have that. But find what it is that makes you an underdog. Find the thing that you need work on, that you got to develop, because that's going to be the thing that puts you to the next level. Always, it's easy to work on your gifts, it's easy to work on the things you're good at, but using that underdog mentality to say, well, they're never going to get me based on this. I'm not going to let them beat me on strength. I'm not going to let them beat me on technique. I'm not going to let them beat me on desire. Those things are the things that bring you to the next level, because it brings the entire level of your game up in anything that you're doing. The other thing an underdog mentality gives you is it gives you mental strength. It gives you mental fortitude when you compete. It makes you a little bit harder to shake when you feel like you're the underdog. Because you've already addressed where you're weak. You've already addressed the things that you needed to work on to bring your game up to that next level. So feeling like those are in question or feeling like those are lacking step on the field, that's the stuff for the favorites to worry about. Because when you're an underdog, when you have that mentality, you already know what you need to work on and where you're weak coming in. And hopefully, if you've been taking that mentality all throughout your training, you're gonna have those things brought up another level before you step on the field. This last portion, I'll say, is for the 1% of you out there that actually have true gifts. That if you notice throughout history, top performers, the people that are truly elite, they're the ones who have the gifts, and they're the ones who work like underdogs. History is littered with the gifted who didn't apply themselves and they fell from grace, never heard from again. Ryan Leaf. So don't be Ryan Leaf. There is no shame in being moderately or untalented and working incredibly hard. You will gain more respect from people than you could even imagine doing that, because it shows that regardless of what you've been given, you're going for what you want. But there's also no faster way to lose respect than to have those gifts given to you, have those things ingrained in your body, have those abilities, and not apply yourself. It's a slap in the face to all those people that are grinding away. All right, thanks for listening to all the rants, guys. Again, thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you about to celebrate it here in the States, and gobble gobble. Party hard.